So I think we've come to the end of a really good discussion. I think in this whole webinar, we've demonstrated the extraordinary amount of work that was done in very difficult circumstances to continue to collect meaningful cardiovascular data across the country. And I think it had a big impact on the national policy during the COVID pandemic. We were regularly supplying data to SAGE and other government organizations to try and inform them of what was going on in terms of cardiovascular care. We've already shown, I think, the common feature of all the presentations has been the change in culture of bringing everything together, novel ways of analysis, the novel ways of reporting and harmonizing our data across the different data sets that are in NICOR. And this is, I think, the way for the future. In COVID, we helped with acute care. We have the opportunity to look at vulnerability of the population for cardiovascular disease, service impact, and I think increasingly the long-term outcome of the various consequences of COVID will be an important topic for us to address in all of the different domains going forward. And of course, a key is going to be to link to other initiatives and particularly to research that's going on that will support all of this. So I think these are exciting times for NICOR as data becomes increasingly recognized as the key for the health service in terms of delivery of care and improvement. The cardiovascular community, because of its investment that we've made, become really important as leaders in this whole change, this transformational change. And I think this bodes well for NICOR's future, I hope, and for the future of cardiovascular data. So I'd like to end up by saying thank you to everyone in NICOR who's contributed to this extraordinary report, which has been done in extraordinarily difficult circumstances, and how we can thank also the people in the various hospitals that communicate with us and contribute the data for continuing to work so hard in such difficult times. I think this makes us, in a sense, a leading speciality, perhaps the leading speciality in the use of national data for quality improvement, quality assurance, and increasingly for the other values that we have from big data. So thank you to everyone for attending this webinar. Thank you to everyone for presenting. And I hope it's given a flavor of what NICOR is doing and trying to do for the next year or so. As I said at the beginning, we will be able to take more questions, if there are any, on the NICOR website and be able to answer them like that. So if you do have burning questions that we didn't address or wanted to respond, we'd be very happy to interact with you in that way. So thank you to everyone, and have a great evening, and thank you for attending the whole session.